back. Today we're going to be doing some more work with the setup. I'm sure you guys are pretty tired of seeing this by now, but I'm not done upgrading the setup, so I'm not done making videos. As you can see, I'm rocking a white kind of theme here right now. A little bit sick of the blue, just because I've been using it so much. You can see I've got the white keyboard, the white lighting on the mouse, and the white LED backlights. So today I've got a few things I want to do to this setup in terms of the headphone stand, which, as I explained twice now, doesn't actually work with this desk, and the cable management on the top of the desk right here is also going to get changed. So those are the two main things, and I might actually switch up where the LED strip controller is at too, because some of you guys were complaining that you didn't like it being on the wall and you prefer it to be somewhere less out in the open, if you will. But before we get into the modifications of the setup, it's kind of dirty. You guys probably can't see it too well through the camera, but it is filthy. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it with some 50% rubbing alcohol and a regular old cloth. I'd like to use a microfiber, but I don't have any on hand, so I'm just gonna use a regular old towel and wipe off my screen, wipe off the desk and the keyboard, the mouse, and all that. You can see I got the mouse mat back. A lot of you guys are asking what happened to it in the last video that I made with the setup. I still have it, and I explained in the last video that I was just washing it because it was dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down my whole setup real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, so the first thing I want to address with the setup is the wires for my keyboard and my mouse. So right now I have them both routed together going down the middle of the desk like so, but I want to change that. Now I had a subscriber comment saying, why don't you drill a hole underneath your keyboard and then route the cords underneath the keyboard and then straight through the desk and then down to the bottom. And yes, it is a mess under here right now. I do apologize. I just ripped all these cables out so I can get to my keyboard and mouse cables. I actually cut myself in the process, so that's nice. So I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna drill a hole underneath my keyboard, and then we'll have a new place to route the cords through my desk, and it'll actually look a little bit nicer. So there'll be a hole in my desk right here, and the cords will go through there, and you won't even see any cords at all, which is what I want. So take these things off of my desk. These little wire clip things, and they're really stuck on there. Let's see if I can't get this one off. Whew, surprised I didn't peel the coating off my desk. So now we can go ahead and drill the hole in my desk right where my keyboard's always gonna sit. And to do that, I'm gonna use a 5/8 spade bit. Preferably I'd be using a Forstner bit right now, but I don't have any. Those tend to make cleaner cuts on the bottom of the desk when it comes through the piece of wood, so spade bits tend to be a little bit more choppy, and that's why they're not too commonly used for woodworking, especially when you're trying to make something look nice, but this should work nonetheless. So let's go ahead and drill this hole right about here, I'd say. Alright, there you go. That made a bigger mess than I thought it would. There's quite a pile of little wood shavings here. So let's first take our USB. This is actually the bigger one of the two. The mouse USB port or plug-in thing is a lot smaller than this one, so let's see if it actually fits through the hole. I don't think it will. Doesn't seem like it wants to go through. because this is exactly 5/8 across in thickness, so I might have to go one size up and drill that hole out a little bit bigger, so I'll take care of that and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got the hole drilled and the USB fits in there nicely now. Had to switch over to a 3/4 inch bit, and you can see it kind of blew out the bottom of the desk a little bit more than I would have liked, which again, that's why I didn't want to use a spade bit, but I don't have any force-through bits on hand. So now we can go ahead and route these cables through our new hole in my desk. So we'll start with the keyboard cable, and we'll just route this through all the way. And then we'll take our mouse cord, if I can get it. There we go. See, this one's a lot smaller than the other one. My only complaint with the keyboard is that huge USB connector. So let's just feed this through as well. And then what we'll do is we'll give it a little bit of slack actually, so we have some room to work with. And then we'll take the keyboard and set it where I want it to be normally. Right about there. So now, you guys can see, it looks the same right here with the mouse because the cord is still wrapping from underneath the keyboard up to the mouse right here. Might give it a bit more slack because it's not quite the way I'd like it. Give it some room to move around. So that looks good right there. The only difference is now rather than having two cords that are zip tied together going through this cable sleeve, it now goes underneath the keyboard. All you see is this right here. And those go through the hole in the bottom, right there. And now I have to go through and reroute every single cable under there because they were all zip tied together and I had to cut the zip ties to get the cords out. So got quite a big job ahead of me in terms of reorganizing everything under there, but shouldn't be too bad. All in all, I do like the look of this a lot better. It's a lot more streamlined. There's no cords there. It looks a lot more, I don't know, professional, I guess you'd say. There's no cords that are going to places you can't see. So anyways, before it gets too dark out, I want to finish this video, so let's move on to the last part of this video, which is the headphone stand. Now, I told you guys multiple times that I don't really use this because it doesn't work up and down like it's supposed to. Like it can't clamp onto this part of the desk. So I can't really use the way it's intended to be used. And I don't like it sitting like this. All it really does is hold my knives, like I said in the last video. So let's take that knife off, throw it in my bed. Let's go ahead and remove this thing, because it is of no use to me. See, it's supposed to clamp onto the desk like that, but it doesn't open up far enough to. It's kind of sad this thing was $15, so I kind of wish it would have worked, but you know what they say. But fear not, I do have a solution to that old headphone stand, and that solution is replace it with this right here. This is also a headphone stand, and this one's actually worth quite a bit more in my opinion because I made this, actually. I made this about a year ago, maybe 2 now, in carpentry class at my high school. I can see, you can probably tell the way it works by looking at it. Basically, the headband of the headphones would go around here, and then the earmuff parts would go, and they would rest right here, so it's kind of hard to picture, or to explain how it would work without having headphones to put on it. But anyways, I made this myself in Woods class. I don't remember how much it cost to build, but it was a decent little project. I broke a bandsaw making it, so there's always that. I actually laser engraved the Beats logo into the front here. It says, you can't really tell, it just looks black through the camera, but this is actually laser engraved into the wood. So it's actually pretty cool. I don't actually use Beats headphones, so it's kind of weird that I have a Beats headphone stand with no Beats headphones. But what I can always do is just flip it around this way and laser engrave the back here with maybe like the, what's the brand? Audio-Technica, that's what I'm trying to think of. Put that logo right here, and then it's reversible. I have Beats headphones, Audio-Technicas, whatever fits my needs. So I'm gonna set that right in the back corner of my desk, and I think it actually looks fairly nice. It kind of fills the void where that old lamp used to be sitting at. And remember I took that out because I didn't need it. So it kind of fills that void and makes it look a bit more nice, a bit more uniform on my desk. And it actually is fairly close to the color of my desk, which is nice. It doesn't look too, doesn't stand out too much, but it also doesn't perfectly match, which is nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and redo all of the wiring, cable management for my desk, and then I'll resume the video from there. Alright, so it's about 15 minutes later and I got all of the cables pretty well taken care of underneath there. You can't really tell from afar like so that it's a complete mess under there still, but it works for now. I don't really feel like finishing all of that. So you can see that looks really, really nice now. You don't have the cables over in this area like you used to that go back and forth. So still looks nice. I do like the look of this a lot better than it was previously. I might get a wireless mouse in the future just to eliminate this wire here. That might look even cleaner afterwards, so we'll see. But for right now, I think it looks just fine the way it is, especially with that little homemade headphone stand over there. Unfortunately, I now have no place to store my knives, which that's kind of funny. That's all it was really used for over here, was just holding knives. But now that's gone, and that is taking its place, and that actually will function properly for me. So that's pretty much it. We we drilled a hole in my desk and routed the cables from my keyboard and mouse through my desk and under everything down there and plugged into the PC. And then we also replaced the old headphone stand with that one over there that is homemade. So that's pretty much all for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all